Today, I am so excited to share with you guys this very delicious and healthy oatmeal cookies. There are no eggs, no butter in this recipe, and you wouldn't even notice the difference with the regular cookies. These oatmeal cookies are very crunchy, and if you want it chewy, you can also have it that way. Just stay tuned and you will know how I made these wonderful cookies. Then, to crown it all, it is very easy to make. Hello beautiful family. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah. If you're new here, please consider to subscribe for more simplified and amazing recipes like this. And don't forget to click on the post notification bell so that you'll be among the first to be notified of all my new videos. And to all my wonderful family of subscribers, I appreciate your love and support. So let's start making some healthy cookies. Here are the list of ingredients you will need. 1 cup oat flour or whole wheat flour, 1 cup old-fashioned oatmeal, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 3/4 teaspoon of baking powder, 2 to 3 tablespoons of milk, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1/4 cup of brown sugar or granulated sugar works here. Or if you want to increase the sweetness, you can make it 1/2 cup. Then 1/3 cup of melted coconut oil, 1/4 cup of chopped nuts. It's optional. I didn't put nuts here, but if you want to put nuts, you can. The list of ingredients will be in the description box below. If you do not have oat flour like me here, you can just simply make yours by using a coffee grinder. So this is 1 cup of old-fashioned oatmeal. I'll just divide it into 2 and grind it. To make the oat flour, you don't necessarily have to use the old-fashioned oatmeal. You can use quick oats to make the oat flour. So now I'll just pulse it and grind it for a few seconds, like 30 seconds, and you're done with the first batch. It doesn't take long to make the oat flour. So right now I'll get a bowl and pour in my oat flour that I just made. Next, I'll put in the second half and grind it the same way. Please note that your oat flour doesn't necessarily have to be extra smooth. We just want to break it down and grind it a bit so that it's not the same texture with the old-fashioned oatmeal we're going to be using. So I'll pulse it again and grind for another 20 seconds or thereabouts, and I'm done grinding my oat flour. If you have whole wheat flour, you can just skip this process and use it because it also works perfectly well in this recipe. And there you have your oat flour made at home. Before we start, you preheat your oven to 340 degrees Fahrenheit. Then you add in your old-fashioned oatmeal. Then you add in your oat flour or whole wheat flour if you have. Add in 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Salt helps to balance taste in every recipe, so please do not skip that. Add in your brown sugar. If you have granulated sugar, it also works here. And you can also increase the amount of sugar to 1/2 cup. I've tried it and it works. So now next, I'll add in 3/4 teaspoon of baking powder. Give all the ingredients in the bowl a very good mix. Make sure you thoroughly combine everything well. This should just take about a minute to do so. Then if you have dried fruits or chopped nuts, after mixing all of this together, that's the right time to add your nuts, but I'm not using nuts here. Once you're done thoroughly mixing everything together, then next we're gonna add in our milk. Then you add in your melted coconut oil. It should be melted, please. Next, in goes my vanilla extract. Then I will thoroughly combine everything together. At first, the dough is going to look a bit sticky, but that is fine. Just keep mixing the dough. Mixing the dough will take about 1 minute 30 seconds to about 2 minutes, just to allow room for the flour and the oats to absorb the oil and the milk. then it will not be sticky any longer. I told you guys this recipe is a very easy one. It is not only easy, it is also very quick. I think the hardest part in the recipe is molding the dough. That is it. After mixing the dough for about 2 minutes, it is no longer sticky. It has come together, so this is the consistency we want, not a sticky dough. And that's when you know you're getting this recipe right. So I have by the side a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. So I will use this soup spoon to scoop a little, and then I will use my both hands to mold it into a ball. Once molded into a ball, I will then press it together to flatten it just like this. Then you mold the edges to put everything together. Then place it on your baking sheet lined with parchment paper. But if you don't have parchment paper, you could just use your baking sheet. All you just need to do is to grease it. Although baking with parchment paper helps whatever you're making not to brown quickly. And it is especially very useful when baking cookies. So now I'm going to repeat the same process with the remaining dough. So I made the cookies about 2 inches in diameter, while thickness it was about ½ inch thick. The molding of the cookies is just to make the cookies presentable. If you don't have time to mold each and every one of the cookies, you can just scoop, maybe using an ice cream scoop, and put it on your baking sheet and bake it. But be rest assured that the way you put it, that's the same way it's gonna come out. These cookies don't spread. And that doesn't mean it's gonna affect the taste of your cookies. Your cookies will still come out absolutely very tasty, crunchy, and delicious. So right now I am done shaping and molding my cookies. You can leave ½ inch to 1 inch of space between each cookie. This cookie don't spread, so you don't have to be scared they're gonna touch each other. So I'm gonna place this in the center of my oven and bake for about 18 to 23 minutes. For soft cookies with slightly crunchy edges, you're gonna bake for about 18 minutes. While if you want your cookies to be soft in the center but more crunchy in the edges, you will bake for about 21 minutes. For super crunchy center and crunchy edges, bake for about 23 minutes. This is my favorite. So after baking for about 23 minutes, this is what we've got. Perfectly baked oatmeal cookies, 100% oatmeal, no flour, no egg, and it comes out this perfect. On a closer look at how gorgeous they are looking. After trying these cookies, guys, you will never go back to the regular cookies using butter and egg. I promise you this. Because these are very healthy, which is the #1 reason why you want to try this recipe. They are crunchy, tasty, and delicious. So you will not be missing out on anything. And look at how perfectly baked these cookies are. They are not burnt at all. With how crunchy these are, this can save or last in a cookie jar for months. Let me show you guys how crunchy this is. Look at it. Within a few minutes, these cookies were all gone in my home. So let me give this a taste and let you guys know. Wow. You wouldn't even believe there was no flour in these cookies. The salt was also there. Not too sweet, and a little bit of the vanilla you could taste. So now I've placed them on a wire rack to cool down completely. If your cookies survive not being eaten up immediately, you can put them in a cookie jar and those last for months. But if the center of the cookie is still chewy, I wouldn't advise that. I strongly advise you guys to try this recipe, and I promise you, you would not regret it. And if you ever get to try this recipe, please let me know in the comment section down below how it turned out and if you liked it. And please guys, if you enjoyed this recipe, please why not give your girl a like, share, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. And don't forget to click on the notification bell so that you'll be among the first to be notified of all my new videos. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys in my next one soon. Remain blessed. Bye-bye.